Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where we are currently working on things. We just successfully defended our town against some brigands out over here. We did lose some people, but they have since regenerated, and that seems to be fine. Actually, we're still missing one person. Okay, so we've got 40 men at this point, and our retinue we want to be, somewhat larger than this. So these guys do not require any sort of goods, but we do need some bows, and we need more than anything recruits. So that's fine. We're clearing out this area of trees with our logging camp, with the idea being that this is going to become some burgages down over here. Now we've got this tavern. No storage space left for production in the communal oven. Okay, there's only one flour there. There's 137 flour in the pantry. Sure. We should probably have a family working on the granary. Do we have any construction ongoing right now? I don't think we do. So I'm going to have a family work in the granary, and for now, this will be fine. We've also got this woodcutter's lodge. That's working out over here for the moment, and I think that is absolutely fine. Now, we've only got enough fuel for 3 months right now. We definitely want our woodcutter to be working on wood cutting of some sort. That would definitely be a good thing. So that's all looking good. We've got our fields planted, although they're going to be mediocre. I'm not a huge fan of these fields. This flax we're going to get 1 flax out of, evidently. Okay. Well, it's reasonably fine for now. These fields are deliberately fallow this year. And this crop rotation is kind of odd. I'm going to turn off the crop rotation for these fields, and we're just going to do it manually because we kind of got screwed over by it last season. So we're going to turn it off. We'll just do it manually. 9% wheat. Oof. Okay. Well, for now, it is what it is, and we'll just get what we can, which is apparently going to be 46, even at 9%. It's not bad. And we'll get some barley as well, which will all be quite good. Now, do we have a barley field down here? This could be a barley field, I suppose. That would be fine. So this is our flax field, in theory. 20%, 24%, 17%, 23, and 20. Okay, so this will be fine. We're just leaving these fallow for now. So that looks good. Next year, these are intended to be fallow. So we're going to get them harvested, but we're not going to be working on plowing them. There might be a little bit of plowing that ends up happening, but for the time being, this is fine. What we need to be doing is... Yeah, no storage space left in the saw pit. I'm actually going to take these guys out of the saw pit for now. I feel like we're doing okay on the saw pit, and that will be fine. What we really need to do, of course... we have 5 sheep now. Perfect. So we shouldn't be importing any additional sheep, but I do want the sheep to slowly multiply over here, for sure. The forester's hut is currently surrounded by forest. That is a good sign. And we do have somebody working in the stonecutter camp right now. Now, we would like to potentially get some upgrades done to our manor. We've got this slight problem here. And we can't actually reset it, and we can't actually get rid of any of this. So there is that. I'm not sure if any of this is actually going to end up working. What I want right now is to put a garrison tower right up over here. And for the moment, we are going to... Apparently we can't commit that because we lack the construction cost. Okay. We need more planks, and we need more timber for it. Noted. Well, that's fine for now. We are going to work on building up more timber, and we're going to need the planks eventually, but for now, I feel like this is okay. So I want to get this area all cleared out and get burgages put in all throughout here. That is fairly important that we cut the trees first, I think. So we're definitely going to do that. I would rather not uproot the trees. I would rather cut them. What are you doing? You're a woodcutter and you're waiting. I think you're actually feeding your chickens. Okay, that sounds good. So currently, we have this Fletcher producing bows. We don't have anyone producing, like, gambesons right now. It would be a good thing to do. So getting, like, say, one of these burgages upgraded, what I'd really like to do, though, is get this burgage upgraded. Or one of these. We're lacking fuel stall supply for that right now. So that's okay. We could put another family into the Woodcutter's Lodge temporarily because we had one on construction for the moment, and having a second on Woodcutter Lodges would probably be good since we're only lacking the fuel stall supply for these burgages down here, and we definitely do need to build up some food supply. Now, getting a baker artisan over the communal oven would be a very good thing. If I recall correctly, there was a reason why we couldn't do that. Yeah, we're missing the development branch of bakeries. So that is... Is that up here? Yes. So we'd have to get heavy plow and then bakeries. Now, that's not a bad thing. That is definitely not a bad thing. That's probably something that we're interested in doing next. We need at least 5 burgage plots level 2 or higher. We're actively working towards that. So that seems okay. Let's warp forward a little bit here and see about getting these woodcutter lodges a bit more operational. Felling some trees out over here. That's all expected. And we'll get that chopped up for firewood. We're also working on taking down some trees out over this way, clearing space for burgages. Wonderful. So that's all looking good. And now I want to check in here. Yes, upgrade to level 2. Now I'm going to pull this family out of the Woodcutter's Lodge. And they're going to work on the burgage upgrade. So that's going to start happening eventually. Our oxen are carrying supplies over. Perfect. And once this gets upgraded, I want this to be... Well, do we need to keep the Weaver's Workshop around? Maybe they take in yarn or linen and make things out of that. Storage in the small stone church is full. There are 3 roof tiles and 20 stone there. I'm not sure why, but okay. And it's also raining, which is probably good. Okay, so our settlement level just went up. I want to construct a backyard extension here, and this is intended to be a tailor's workshop. So, they are now unassigned. We don't have anyone working construction at this moment. That is understood. We're also not really working on these wild animals, are we? It seems like we're not. I do want to definitely clear out these trees down here and get more burgages created. That is going to be a very necessary thing. That's for sure. Okay. So we're going to get that tailor's shop completed. That will finish up eventually. We'll just continue to proceed forward at a higher speed until that is done. We're waiting on 5 planks for this. Yeah, those should get transported pretty quickly. We're on 2 now. And now 3. It's now June. Okay. And 4 and 5. So storage is full in our storehouse. This is probably... Yeah, there's a lot of spears in here. That's fine for the moment. This storehouse is not full. So that is okay. Checking in over here, we've got 4 sheep in the field right now. Ah, here's the 5th sheep. Cool. And we definitely want to grab this heavy plow. Perfect. Okay. So now we should be able to recruit the oxen for working here. I want to get the plowing station upgraded here, and we want to do that immediately following this tailor shop here. Now, we have no one working in our tavern right now. We're definitely carving into the trees out over here. That looks good. We'll continue to do that. It's currently June, and our generic storage is full. Yes, I am completely understanding of that. Yes, and unassigned families are indeed needed for construction work. This is true. So who do we want to unassign here? Well, are the hunting camp people actually doing much? Crafting, transporting, and peddling. I'm noticing they haven't really been hunting very much. We probably don't need anyone at the livestock trading post right now. There is an ox there right now, but let's just pull this family out of here. And we'll get them to work on constructing at the farmhouse. Perfect. So the farmhouse now has an ox that can be assigned to it. How do we move this ox from the livestock trading post over to the farmhouse? Because I want that ox assigned directly here. They might just go get an ox when they need it. That might be the way that that works. It is currently June, so it'll be a little while until we find out. Checking in over this way. We're definitely making some progress on getting this area cleared. No doubt about that. But we require additional progress. Cool. So we're currently at 77% approval, now 78. That's looking solid. And we don't have anyone in our tavern at this moment. Now, if we were to build burgages here, we could build a couple. We could build a couple of them. So that would be like out to here or so, and then it would be back like this. Get going on those three. For now, we don't have the space over here to have all of that cleared out, but that's fine. We're going to want additional families and additional people in our militias. So that's definitely something we need. We need a pretty large population to support all of this. So we'll continue to work through that. And we're still only at 3 months of fuel at this point. We're holding solid, but that is a bad sign because it's summer right now. We're going to have twice as much requirements of firewood in the winter. So that's definitely somewhat concerning. I think that we'll have to have a second family put into the Woodcutter's Lodge. Although I don't want that to be our construction family right now. I want to definitely be working on these burgages for right now. Now the next question is, what do we need to level up again? 7 burgages, level 2 or higher? Okay, we can definitely do that. And we need 10 level 1 or higher. And 3 level 3 or higher. Okay, that's noted. So, that's fine. For the moment, we're just going to continue to build down here. Because we need additional families. That is a big thing that we need right now. No doubt about that. One of those families is absolutely going to be in the Woodcutter's Lodge. 100%. But we're just waiting for them to move in. So these burgages are now done. I'm going to assign that construction family over to the Woodcutter's Lodge. So that sounds good for now. We're continuing to work on felling the trees over here. And in our backyards over here, I don't know what we'll do just yet over there. For now, I feel like we're doing reasonably okay. We now have a family that moved in, and so we have an additional family to assign. I want to assign this family to the trading post, because we definitely want to get rid of some of this stuff. So we're currently exporting planks. We want to have a surplus of 20 of those. We're also exporting hides and wooden parts. And apparently firewood. Let's not do anything with firewood for now. Let's keep all of our firewood. Okay, so we're still baking bread. We're doing pretty okay on food. We've got 8 months worth of food, but we definitely need to have more woodcutters for the moment. So that's looking good. Down over this way, we're keeping an eye on our trees over here. It almost looks like we've got enough space for another burgage plot or two, which would be good. I want to have our tavern populated. I'd like to have our church populated as well fairly soon, and ideally our storehouses, but that's not necessarily the most viable thing. So this stone deposit has 370 left. Our mining over here is actually done. There's no rich deposit here, so we can simply demolish this, and our bloomery still, I think, needs to be working. Maybe. We do have 7 iron ore in our storehouse. So the bloomery does still need to work for a little while. Okay. Well, let's continue to go forward for now. And I want to build some additional burgages out over this way. So that's going to be to, like, here? About like that. Although I don't necessarily love where I put that point. This is slightly better. Okay, we'll get those going. That uproots 0 trees. So 4 additional burgages down here, and the people who were in the mining pit are now on construction duty. So that looks good. Do we have people in the sawmill right now? No. Okay. I'd like to get people in the sawmill, but we're going to need population growth for that. So that seems fine. And the real question is, how are we doing on our armies? The answer is, it's okay. It's improving. We definitely need more people down here, though. No doubt about that. So we'll get going on that, because we need to do something about this guy. He is clearly a problem, and we'll see about stealing some stuff from him. It'll cost 2,000 influence to claim this, but we could claim this, which would give us access to this rich deposit of iron and this rich deposit of clay, both of which would be excellent for us. We would have to clear out this bandit camp, but I kind of want to claim this with influence. And we'll see if he contests that claim. We have not contested any of his claims, but he'll probably try to contest this one. We'll see what happens with that. And we may want to claim one of these regions as well. Another wild animal deposit there. There's not all that much going on here. This is a much more valuable territory for us to claim. So, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if he takes any action whatsoever. For the time being, of course, we are working on growing our population in order to fight. And we do have access to all of the resources that we need for this, so that looks okay. Now, currently, our blacksmith is focused on producing sidearms. And how many sidearms do we have? According to this, we have 10 out of 36, but I think that's not necessarily true. Yeah, we've got 15 here. And then we've got 10 assigned down here, so that's like 25, plus we've got an additional 1. So that seems relatively okay. Cool. So we definitely want to continue our construction down here. We can fast forward a little bit and work on getting all of this construction done. A new family started moving in. That's perfect. We're going to keep them on construction for right now because we want to get all of these burgages constructed as soon as possible for population growth purposes. So that looks fine. And these oxen are definitely hauling the trees around for it. Looks good. We're grabbing all of our trees from down over here right now just to clean out this area. Wonderful. So continuing to work through these burgages. They're all level 1 burgages, of course, but right now all we need is a family. And we now have our multiple region management. Okay, so we can hop up over here. What did that say to do to switch region management? I should have read it closer. There was a button you could press. Where was that? Region. Yeah, that's not very helpful. So they can only exchange goods via trade. So that means that we need to build a new town over here, right? I think that that's what that means. So if we were to do that, I'd like to build the town somewhere up over this way. Yeah, you can see here, we have nothing here. Yeah, okay, that's neat. I like that. So we would end up looking to build, this would need to be a... We would need this to be a settlers camp here. And it'll cost us 250 gold, treasury specifically. We don't have enough to do that. So that means that we need to get our treasury increased. So the way that we do that, of course, is over here, collected via taxes. So we need to figure out how that works. Tax administrations in the manor, the tooltip said were purely cosmetic for now. So there's a policy somewhere that we need to set. Okay. So these are apparently locked in early access and are work in progress. There's only these two. Do we need a development for it? Foreign suppliers, trade logistics, better deals. Charcoal burning, beekeeping, forest management, advanced skinning. I don't see anything about taxes down over here. I think there's probably a policy here that is not correct. If we sign this policy, we're at +0. Okay. If we unsign it and sign this policy, we're still at +0. Okay. Noted. So I guess that's fine. We need 250 treasury, though. Build a manor to enable taxation in any controlled region. Okay. So we have a manor right up over here, right? And taxes. Ah, okay. So we can do a tithe. Percentage of surplus food that is given to the church in exchange for influence. Let's put that at 1%. And then our land tax is going to be, it can only be 10%. Can we put it at 5? We can. We can type this. Okay. So we put that at 1%. Our current regional wealth is not going to be all that great, right? So let's put this at about 5-ish. Predicted approval loss -3. 1% seems okay. How long is that going to take to build 250, though? The answer is a very long time. So we may want to do a higher percentage for now. So our regional wealth is currently 330, right? I do want to have higher taxes. So let's put this at 10% taxation for now. I'm noting that this number hasn't updated. I don't know how much 10% is actually going to be. We are going to lose some approval from this. But we need to get 250 treasury here. So I want to have our taxes be on a bit of a trickle, for sure. And we're at 370. So the question is, are we going to get 37 out of this when the month tick happens? How exactly is this going to work? Well, we'll find out. We definitely want to get a second town going. That's very clear. Okay, yes. So we got 37 regional wealth there on the month tick. But that means that the next month tick, we're going to get 33 or 34, depending on rounding, or 33.8. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. So that's definitely interesting. And yeah, you can see taxation -7. So we're going to want to build up our taxes a little bit more cautiously than this. I'm going to put it on 3%. Actually, I'm going to keep it at 1%. And we'll just be patient. We have this region claimed. All we need to do is build another settlement up here. And this is going to be focused on getting iron and clay, for sure, with those deep minings, if we can. So Waldebrand is a large village, but this is a settlers camp. Gotcha. So we can get them done separately in terms of what they're doing. So this is going to be focused a bit more on agriculture and being like a military powerhouse, whereas this up here is going to be a support location focused on mining clay, probably for export primarily, and iron for working into weapons. Neat. I like that a lot. We can also probably use our military from here to go fight this bandit camp, which we would be interested in doing. So how much influence do we have right now? We don't have enough to claim either of these regions. Noted. Okay. That is very, very interesting. No doubt about that. So we're going to be getting 1% of the regional wealth monthly into our treasury. And our treasury is shared between the two. So our treasury is shared, our influence is shared, king's favor, and annual royal tax, which we are currently not paying any royal tax. That's really neat. Okay. I like that system. So it's very clear at this point that I'm going to have some different priorities next time I play Manor Lords. No doubt about that. We have learned a lot of things. It's currently August, and we're not ready to harvest these fields quite yet, but it's going to be happening soon. We're still only at 3 months of fuel, though. I'm going to put another family into the Woodcutter's Lodge. For now. That seems okay for the moment. We've just about cleared out this area. I'm wondering about the current logging camp area. So they are debranching and felling a tree. Okay, yeah. So we're definitely still working down over here. That looks good. Absolutely excellent. So a new family has started moving in to one of these burgages. That, of course, means that we can have them go work in the tavern. And we can have another family go work in the church. And that seems good. So they work as gravediggers? Interesting. So construction is finished on the firewood stall. And once the month ticks, we're going to get like 10 gold or something like that in our treasury at this rate. Which is fine. I think that's absolutely okay for the moment. It's going to take us a long time to get the 250 gold to start our second town. But now that we know that that's a thing, that's going to be fairly important. So no families are currently working, and our Woodcutter's Lodge storage is full. That's understood. We've got this marketplace going on here, but we've also got these storehouses, which we currently don't have people working in. And we should probably have people assigned to some of these things. For sure. So we've got 4 months worth of fuel at this moment. That seems fine. The bloomery, is that still doing anything? That's an interesting question. We have 11 iron ore here. So this guy is currently transporting. What is he transporting? Yeah, he's transporting iron ore. So the bloomery is still working. What about the clay furnace out over here? It requires refueling. And you are currently transporting wood to refuel it, looks like. Yeah, he is transporting firewood. Do we have any clay, though, at this point? I think we've fired all of our clay that we mined. So that is definitely interesting. This is currently roof tiles here. So I'm wondering, should we actually have this still be operational? I'm going to demolish it, and we're going to want to move those supplies over to this storehouse. So that looks good. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue our burgage expansion, and we're probably going to need to do something about our fuel situation, but eventually, we're going to be starting our second town. And I want to put it somewhere up over here, probably. That will be amazing. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.